guys, Wendy here. It's DIY time again at Draw So Cute, and today we're going to be making these really awesome candy dispensers. Ta-da! So let's get started. To make this candy dispenser, go to my website at drawsocute.com and you can print out this free template that I've provided for you. There's basically two parts to this candy dispenser. The first part is the body of the candy dispenser itself, which is this piece, and the top right here. If you can, print this template out using a harder stock paper. So something just a little bit stiffer so that your candy dispenser will hold up better once you create it and you put candy inside. This is a sample that I made using regular copy paper when I was first working on it. So as you can see, regular copy paper still works, but it's just softer, so there is a chance that when you do put candy in it, it might fall apart easier, it might break apart, but it still works if you don't have stock paper. Once you printed out your template, the first step is to go ahead and cut out these two pieces. So once you've cut it out, I just wanted to go over briefly with you what these panels are. So this is basically, the short one right here is going to be your front panel. These are going to be your side. So I just want to show you really quickly, and this is going to be your back. This is going to be your bottom once everything folds up, and these are just flaps. So I'm just going to write flap. Flap. And this is also a tab that's going to be glued. And this part right here is going to be, after you fold it, it's going to be right here. So this is your front. But whatever you draw here needs to be upside down. So I'm just going to write it here, upside down front. And this is just a little pull tab, and this goes inside right here. So I'll show you once we fold everything. So once you've done all your coloring and your design, the next step is to go ahead, and where you see all these dotted lines is to go ahead and fold it. Tip for folding, because I am using a little bit stiffer stock paper, it's a bit hard to, especially longer, thinner areas like this, it's kind of hard to fold it nice and straight. So an easier tip I wanted to show you is you can get a, right here, a ruler, and you can go ahead and just take your ruler on these edges, put your ruler right along the edge, and you can fold up. Just squeeze it to the edge and fold it up. So same thing here, just fold it up. It just makes it a lot easier. And so once you have that crease, you can go ahead and push it down a little bit better. The other option for folding is also you can find something that has a smooth edge that you can use to score your lines. So something like this where it's hard but still a little bit smooth and won't tear the paper. You can use a straight edge right here and take whatever you have, say this or any kind of harder edge, maybe the ends of a popsicle stick, anything that you might find at home, and you just want to go ahead and just push down and score that line. So you're just putting an indentation so that it makes it easier when you fold your paper. You have this guide to fold it by, so it makes it a lot easier. So those are the two options if you're having trouble folding. So once you've gone ahead and folded all the dotted line areas all here, you want to go ahead, because your design is going to be on this front side, you want to be able to fold the paper back so it goes the other way now. So it's easier because you already have that line. So just fold it so it goes the other way. So you're creating a box with your design on the outside. As for the lid, you will be folding along all these lines right here. So you're basically going to fold these little tabs in right here, all of them, all four of them, and on this edge right here, all along around for the lid. So once you're done, you should have something like this, basically just all colored in and all folded at all the dotted line areas. And as for the lid as well, so it's just folded at all the the lip areas right here. If you love this design that I did here for this rainbow puking cloud candy dispenser, you're probably wondering, how did I make this match right here? So I wanted to show you really quickly before I started how I made this part right here match. So before I did this, I drew in this cloud first, and after I was done with that, I kind of folded my paper without gluing anything in yet, and I just put this piece right here so that it matched up with my top. And so once I had that in, I took whatever I drew here and I continued my lines. So in pencil, I just continued whatever I drew here and continued my lines. And also on this tab too, I just continued it. So when everything is folded up and colored, the next step is to go ahead and put it together. I'm taking a scrap piece of paper right here just so that I don't get glue on my table. And I'm basically going to use a glue stick, so just so that it's not as messy. And I'm going to glue this tab right here. So that's the first step. Just put a nice amount of glue on this one tab. And you want to fold it all the way around so that it matches to this side right here. So you're creating the candy dispenser now. Putting the box together. So just connect it to the edge right here. And you can use the table to help you hold it together and move it into place. Okay, so I just like to go in there, maybe use my popsicle stick and push down the bottom, this lip right here, so that it sticks, because the glue does take a little while to dry. So that way it's all nice and glued together. And make sure it's a bit dry before I move on. Okay, so now that this is in together, the next step is you want to take these two flaps right here. See these two flaps? You want to connect them together. So it's kind of like a little lock right here. So if you can see that, I'm basically just locking them together. So just push them together like this and lock them together. Just like that, nice and easy. And then take this piece right here, this is your bottom right here, and you want to put glue right on this piece. So I'm just going to take my glue stick and put a nice amount of glue on this tab right here, because that's the bottom, and I'm basically going to just flip my box over. And I just want to make sure my edges are on the same when I push down. So I'm going to once again use my popsicle stick, whatever you have at home, and just push down. Just so that it doesn't move around as you're creating it. So once those two parts are glued, the next step is to take this two flaps right here, fold it together, just kind of squeeze it, and you just want to tuck it inside this flap, inside this square I mean. Just tuck it in, and ta-da! You're pretty much done. So that little piece right there that you see locks this piece from coming out any further, and you just push it in, and you have your box. And so I've created this little tab for you so it's just easier for you to pull it out. So now to create the lid. For the lid, I'm basically just going to be gluing these 4 little tabs. So I'm going to get my glue stick once again and just put a nice amount of glue on all 4 little tabs right here. And basically I'm just going to fold this in and connect. So I'm going to take my little tab right here and stick it to this corner. So I just want a nice clean corner. Make sure when you're pushing down that you have a nice clean corner on all 4 edges. So just push down, same thing on this one. Push down, just press it together for a little bit, and one more. So nice straight corner right there. So once you have your lid, the next step is basically pretty simple. You just cover it. You just put your lid on your box, and that's pretty much it. And I thought it'd be really nice to add a little touch to the top. So I found these little items at home, whatever you have, anything light, plasticky or foam or anything like that. I thought this would be really nice. This is just like a plastic bead that I found, and you can just glue this to the top. So something like this I thought would be really nice. So what you can do is glue stick won't work on something like that. So I'm just taking just a regular liquid glue. So whatever you have at home. I hope this really inspires you to come up with your own candy dispenser, however you want to create it. And I'm just going to smack it right here in the center, right on top. And it's not dried yet, but I'm just going to tilt it a little bit just to show you what it looks like, something like that. So they're basically all done, and I hope you thought it was pretty easy to make. So before I end the video, I wanted to, of course, fill these candy dispensers for you to see, but I also wanted to show you this other design that I created to inspire you. So this is, of course, based on an actual gumball machine that was that inspired me to come up with this design. And if you love this design, I actually do have a how to draw a gumball machine video, so please check that out. And it's basically, I just use a red marker and I colored my paper. So as you can see, it's all colored with a red marker over and over again so that I don't have as much streaks. But it's basically the same exact thing. So as for the lid right here, I just found these foam pieces, these red foam pieces that were left over from I don't know what. I just found them. And I just glued them together, 2 pieces, and then I just popped it on the lid right here. This is my gumball machine, of course, my candy machine. And because it is a gumball candy machine, I'm going to fill it with gumballs. So let's see how this works, and hopefully it will work. So I'm just gonna go ahead and dump all my gumballs in there. Okay, come on. Okay, there. Now I'm gonna cover it. So you can still hold on to this little handle right here. I'm gonna cover it, and sorry, because my camera's up there, it's kind of, I have to tilt this machine, but there, it's in. And when you want a gumball, just open it up and get a gumball from your little candy dispenser. And when you're all done, just close it right back up. So this rainbow candy dispenser was inspired by some Skittles candy that I had, but because I'm already showing you how to put gumballs in here, that candy that's already open, I decided instead of putting Skittles, I found some Jolly Ranchers. They're also rainbow colored, and I'm going to put Jolly Ranchers in this one because I love Jolly Ranchers. So I'm going to fill this one with Jolly Ranchers. Oh, one more. And cover it up. And it's exactly the same thing. Just open it up when you're ready to eat and get out a Jolly Rancher. And then just close it right back up. Just like that. So hopefully you guys love this project. I love creating it for you, and I think it's just so neat to be able to make this little candy dispenser for yourself and for a friend or your family. Thanks so much for watching, and see you guys next time on another fun DIY.